Hi, it's Miss Fame Out of Drag and the Violet Chachki.
Hi.
Doesn't she look gorgeous? We did Painted by Fame here in Montreal, and Violet's my first model for my second tour. How do you feel?
I feel beyond this planet beautiful.
Don't even try to rub that in my face. She's sick. Today was an amazing experience getting to work with my BFF, my sister, partner in crime and fashion, and being able to present this with you because you guys have been asking for me to take my Painted by Fame, the tour, and modify it for the YouTube audience. So I'm glad I get to present this introduction, and I hope that you guys like the process. It only took 10 minutes. It's furry.
Girl,
I'm kidding, I love you.
you should see the stuff I've seen that behind the scenes with Miss Fame.
Go ahead, tell me.
Tell stories.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
This bitch is furry.
Stop, that's it! I'm taking soft ochre, and we're just gonna go over the hair. I felt like a real drag queen by saying that. I'm sorry, I had to.
You should paint like Anja.
Yes. Go ahead. Anybody else I should paint? I want to paint Bob.
Yes, please, God.
So I'm just stippling using a Cossetti brush over the entire lid, down to the hair, and then right up into the brow. And you stipple it, that just means pressing it into. You don't want to pull, because you don't want to pull the glue off if it hasn't dried. It should be completely dry. But I usually go up above the shape and create a little bit of a tacky surface for a tacky queen.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's like the level of my read.
I didn't know we were getting a comedy show as well. You don't get pretty until like the very last second.
Yeah, it's all
It's
hideous
so weird how it comes together. The best part about Drag Race is being able to use gifs of yourself as reactions to text.
So basically, her radial bone, or the eye socket, is right where her brow is starting at the base. We're just going to draw that line kind of in the vicinity of that. And if you have close-set eyes, you want to make these lines a little bit wider. It'll pull length, and an elongated outer line will pull width to the face as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is, if you want, you can cut the line, and I feel like with Violet and me, a lot of the looks, they end in here. This is kind of like the stopping point, right before that kind of, what is this, when we get our migraine?
Temple?
Push on that temple. That spot is a good stopping point for like a pretty drag eye, maybe for a wider face, you'd say that's enough width. If you want to create drama, you can take this line, turn your face that way, and you're just going to kick it up so like it kind of goes down with the brow bone. Now we're going to lift the whole eye because Violet wants to, her eye shape, we want to pull everything up higher. I want the same. I feel like that looks the most extreme in drag when you lift those lines up against gravity.
And it's good for hooded eyes too, to just go up.
So we're just going to do a longer line. And it might not be dramatically longer. Actually, that should be pretty dramatic for Violet.
It feels dramatic.
Okay, and then chin up, look to the ground. We're going to just drag this down to the outer corner of the lash line, and you're creating the V. I love monochromatic makeup when it ties into the whole color story. Violet's like blue lid or red lip.
Done.
Left to right? Okay. All right. So I'm just moving down a brush to D220, and I'm just working down a darker shade. So basically you're just gonna build up using black, and that really helps anchor down an eye, adding a little black. Where her real lid is, that little tiny crease right here, her natural lid line, don't put glitter past that point because it's gonna be chunky, it's gonna make the black liner look a hot mess. So I'm gonna press the glitter into the product, and then we're just gonna go right on top of the skin. Okay, that'll work. Chic you. Wipe off any of the glue that gets a little textured on the edge. Kind of surge the tape. Surge!
Not word again.
Okay. You're gonna be pulled so fierce.
I'm so excited.
So for me, she's a bit more of a triangle, upside down. It's an ideal face shape to paint. She's living for that. I highlight the key points of the face. You can go at the top of the lip. This is going to bring a volume and lift the center of the chin because we're concentrating the light into it, the smallest portion of the chin. And the cheekbones, you really want to add volume to the cheeks because I feel like that makes the face look the most feminine. So if you have a longer nose, you can shorten it by adding your contour. You don't have to go where your natural nose. Her natural contour is down here. I'm going to go up like 1/3 of an inch and go on top and front of the nose creating another little V. Everything's about V's and kind of wrapping this shape. That's going to shorten a longer nose. Tap little circular motions because you're taking the foundation and the contour and you're merging them together. So it's like a little circles. Don't pull because you'll remove the foundation off the skin, defeat the purpose. Lightly along the hairline. And everybody has a different approach. You know, you'll see kind of like, and you'll take pieces. And that's, I think, the great thing about doing makeup or being a makeup artist and attending other artist classes, that you'll see things and be like, oh, I'm interested in trying that. I'm just taking a little extra as security powder to kind of hold underneath the eyes. Left to right, back to front. Cool. We're giving a little bit of 50s meets 80s. We're gonna blush the whole kind of corners of the face and temple. And I want this to be more dramatic because I feel like, Violet wears blush, but it's always like a cool pinky. It's like just kick on the cheeks, and we talked about it, and I said we're gonna give you red hair and copper lids and a lip to go with the whole fantasy. So it should be a little bit more drag and heavy-handed. I'm going light-handedly. I don't want it to be heavy. And I don't want the front of the brow to be heavy and square. I feel like when you do that with drag, it really adds, like, your eye focuses on those darker lines. I'm not gonna do the full-on, like, every section of it black. I want it to feel a little bit like hair, so I'm leaving a little bit of the shadowing through it, just to give a little bit of texture. Okay, now look down. Cool. So we all dread that, but that's good to know what to do with the hooded eye. That exactly is what happens to her, and how she figured out her eye was that happening and becoming a mistake. Am I right? You're like, oh shit. So now all of this is now black. Right. I could have kept her eyes down and been like, oh, we're gonna do a fine line and we're gonna
let it dry, like
we don't have it. We gotta keep moving, you know? And when she puts a lash on and when she's looking at you or when looking down, it's like a really nice line, so it works. It works really nice. So the whole thing is a black lid. So many of us had so many like big aspirations after Drag Race, and I feel like I'm happy with where I'm going, and I can't wait to see what happens to evolve out of that, and I'm really happy to see what Violet's achieved, because there's been history made out of drag that we've done that has not been done by drag queens, at least in like the last 25 years since Rue. And like we're entering into fashion opportunities and getting to break down barriers that like, it's like diffusing the idea of gender and like what is acceptable in these platforms. So I think that's pretty fucking rad. We're gonna look down. Looking here. There you go. You don't want to set the lash all the way to the inner corner, because every time you blink you're gonna feel it. So it's really about leaving a little bit like 3/4 of the eye at the entry untouched with the lash. This also adds more width back into the eye, as most drag queens like that kind of full but angular look. And then the outer corner isn't touching her natural lashes because you want to lift that whole area up. Hi. And what this is going to do is this is going to create lift like the facelift tapes before we even pull tension there. Look at me. You're out of control. Overdrawing the lip, you're going to want to go on the outskirts of the lip and kind of push and define the shape. But also, I feel like Violet and both I, we have a shape that's, our natural shape is nice, and like we don't usually have to go crazy where we're drawing it up into like the mustache. We want to kind of like find a happy balance between that. Shaking. Alright, we're just clean lining kind of the inner corners. Just blending that out a little bit. If you're gonna wear gloss, go kind of close but not to the line, or else it'll be over in the first 30 minutes. I know everyone loves a matte liquid lipstick, but we're gonna gloss because gloss is fun too. And also it'll get all over her teeth. That's great. Okay. I want you to press your lip together. Good job. That's beautiful. Look gorge. Maybe this is the way I'm gonna work it. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
That works? Wow. Let me see what you look like on my camera. Look at me. You look so good. That's badass. There's like certain queens that really catch my eye, and Violet's one of those artists that really pushes me to be a better drag queen. We've gone to do a lot of really cool things together. We've gone to fashion weeks in New York, and we've gone to Paris, and we've worked with amazing brands and done amazing things in fashion as drag queens.